Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, stackers far and near. Hanging on to your silver, not trading it in for gold. What might actually make that a good idea? Before we get into the intro, I do want to mention that I am not a financial advisor of any kind. Any information you get from this channel or its subscribers would have to strictly be taken anecdotally, for entertainment purposes, or a wonderful combination of the two. So stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard quite a few arguments in favor of trading your silver in for gold, conserving on space being one of them. And yes, the dollar amount of gold does take up a lot less space than the same dollar amount of silver. But what a lot of people don't realize, have not stopped to think about at least, you can hide a bunch of different silver pieces in different places. You know, if you want to store 20 ounces here, 20 ounces there, 50 ounces over there, you can do that. You've got that one gold coin. If that's found by the wrong person, well, you've lost a whole lot more money in one incident. So, and there are advantages and disadvantages to having both. But the crux of what I'm talking about here is silver, way back before our country was founded, was 2 to 1. The ratio was 2 pieces of silver for 1 piece of gold. Our founding fathers set the ratio to 15 to 1. Later on, and I think it was Woodrow Wilson who came along, and he really manipulated it and made the ratio 75 to 1. Now, with the way the economy and the US dollar is going, I would hang on to that silver. And it likely won't happen today, tomorrow, next week. Quite possibly it won't even happen next year. But at some point, it is going to happen. You take your, I think it's 67 ounces of gold, silver for gold. Yeah, it's 67 ounces. You take that, you get your ounce of gold. A year or two later, that narrow closes a lot more. And I'm not saying it will go back to 15 to 1, 2 to 1. But what if it goes down to 20 or 30 to 1? Think of all the money you lost and all that silver you traded in a little ways back. Silver is heavily suppressed, and I am here to tell you, spot price will never give you the true value of any precious metal, just simply because the dollar is not worth what it was back in the 60s, 70s, even the 80s. Your dollar has been slowly inflating, and with the massive printing that's been going on by our government really since 2008, that dollar is going to continue to lose value. And if the economy crashes, do you really think that silver is going to hang on to it? There's DJ, our lead driver. Hope he doesn't mind being on the video. Think of all that money you've lost if you turn that in. Hang on to it. And I do mean hang on to it. Do not store it in a safety deposit box. Don't have a company keep it for you. Because if something really does go majorly wrong, you're going to really trust those people to give you that stuff back? During the Great Depression, a lot of people had valuable things in safety deposit boxes, whatever they were called back then. And when the Depression hit, the banks locked the doors and they kept everybody's stuff. And if you don't think they will do it again, well, then you are very, very naive. All right. So hang on to it. Absolutely hang on to it. I think even with platinum, I think the current ratio is like 42-1. Folks, it's a much better deal, but I just wouldn't do it. Hang on to it. Silver is, in fact, the long game, and I do believe that is one of the reasons. So, folks, I can't stress it enough. Hang on to it. You figure out where you're going to store it. I would not store it on site or at your house. So, folks, take that to heart. You may see it differently. I respect that. But hopefully you can try to see why I feel the way I do. The guy who got me into these metals, he kind of pokes fun at me for a lot of different things. If I get a collector's item that I can get a good enough deal on, and it's rare enough, I will go ahead and get it, just because somebody may be looking for that later on and might be willing to pay buku bucks for it. He pokes fun at me and gets after me a little bit for not trading my silver in for gold. He's a very smart guy, and he's a great salesman, and I'm thankful he got me into this. But if there is that one area where he and I part ways, it's that right there. So, folks, thanks for watching. I hope you can at least have a small vision of why I think what I think and why I do what I do. So be safe today. Bye for now. And try to be good to one another.